Hello, everyone. Welcome out to the Cars, Bars, and Guitars podcast, episode number
13.
I'm AJ.
I'm Steve.
Steve, who are we brought to you today by? I will go a cheesier route. Oh, get down with the sickness, you mother. I didn't. All right, well, that was the cork
Get
popper.
ready to die. Die. Yeah.
And Steve, what are we drinking today?
A delicious delirium nocturnum. Pink elephants. Pink elephants. Pink
Yes,
elephants.
I don't think I understand why it's a pink elephant for a mascot.
Pink elephants. Pink elephants.
You ever wonder how they pick mascots out for things?
Did you ever take too much NyQuil and watch Dumbo? Then this is going to make a lot more sense.
It has been more years than I care to admit since I've seen Dumbo. But I still don't understand the delirium thing, or unless, I don't know. And that was a horrible pour. I'm going to let you pour your own.
I think it's proof they had better drugs in 1940.
Probably. I got to get the cork. The cork prematurely popped with its nocturnal emission. So it's a delirium nocturnum. It's a Belgian ale, and I don't remember the ABV, but Steve's pour is already better than mine. I have more head on mine than insert sexual pun here. Steve's got some excellent patriotic stuff after 4th of July sale that he got at that cheapo market? Or
No, it was Target this time.
Target, that's right.
Yeah, so I've got a pair of flag-themed sunglasses offering 0% UV protection.
But 100% awesome.
True. Oh, yeah, be patriotic. Buy Chinese. Wait, what?
Well, yeah, our flags are made over there. So how about cheers? Cheers before we do that. Lots of head.
Wait a minute. Try that again. Hold it lower.
Oh.
These don't tink properly.
They don't tink. I think it's all the head. I don't tink properly with that. Never mind.
For real.
That's delicious. These are actual glass. I don't understand what's going on here. That is delicious.
Yep.
In case you didn't know what a delirium nocturnum is, it's a Belgian ale since 1654. Family brewery. And then it has that word, which, Steve, you pronounce that. Yes, you got it.
Gesundheit. Started to sneeze on the mic doing that.
It's not my mic. Well, it's Toby's mic.
Well,
it's got the pop filter.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
let's see here. Belgian.
Huyghe. All right, folks, you pronounce this one. What if it's also pronounced win?
Ugh. Why? Why is that win?
Ingayan.
Why is that win? Say win.
Promise not to stop till.
8.5% ABV. Like I said, 1654 was their start date, evidently. Yeah, and this one's from, let's see if I can peel the reduction label away and see when this bad boy here was made. This thing's fighting back, man. This was one of my clearance deals at Teeter several weeks ago, and I can't fucking read. It's like coded on date, so who the hell knows when it was made, actually, but it's really good.
This is brewed on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got the same combination of my luggage.
We tried to coordinate the 13th episode on a Friday the 13th, and when I say we tried to do it, we discovered that we could have done it, but we didn't have that many episodes backed up, so it'll just have to wait till next Friday the 13th.
It does have to share a month.
Well, we could Google, when is the next Friday the 13th? Are we going to get another one this year? I'm going to say yes, probably.
You can hear my head rattle as I shake in agreement.
Steve does shake in agreement a lot. Let's see here. Next Friday the 13th.
Unless I'm just cold.
Haha. That reminds me of the Family Guy episode. Is like, haha, that's joke gum. What do you mean? Now you're addicted. Now you're addicted to heroin.
I'm cold.
Months and years having Friday the 13th. That's not. It's not helpful, guys. So that was April the 13th. So April 13th was a Friday the 13th.
Here we are in July, so by that logic, what, October? Well, too perfect.
That would be pretty cool. Wow, okay, I scrolled too far. Nope, that's it. We are done with Fridays the 13th in this year. Wow, the next one is not until September 2019. The fuck? That's weird. There was 3 in 2015.
Damn you, Pope Gregory.
And only 1 in 2016. I kind of thought, and I don't know why I thought this, but I thought Friday the 13th, Friday's the 13th, Friday I don't know what the plural is.
Attorneys General.
I thought there were more than that.
They're more common, but 2015 had 3 of them, so it felt like, yes, every month gets one now.
I think every month should get it. Or they ought to do that retarded shit that they do when a building has like 20 floors and they skip the 13th floor. Come on, man, you on the 14th floor? You know what floor you're on.
Yeah. Fun thing, having been in Germany, 19 years ago now, we toured a hospital in there, and it's a very tall building. So, of course, there's a 13th floor elevator, because they're not superstitious assholes like we are. Or at least when they are, they make better tales about it. Thanks, Grim and Grim.
And you said, yeah, you said the 90s when you were in Germany?
It was 99, mid-June to early July.
So 10-year anniversary of the wall coming down.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
And in Munich, they didn't much care. Of course, it was November.
Well, geographically, Munich is
southwest Germany.
Okay, so polar opposite.
It's in Bavaria, which is effectively the Texas of Germany. So,
without the belt buckles.
Well, yeah. Well, this is the fierce independence that to display German pride is very frowned upon. So instead, they display Bavarian pride. Deal.
Yeah. Well, nationalism is what was it? What did they say?
The last refuge of the scoundrel.
Yeah.
See lots of scoundrels on the internet nowadays.
Oh boy, it's funny how one mistake leads to. Never mind. You know what? Okay, beer it is.
Play dominoes with these beer bottles while you're at it.
We're going to run out of room eventually on our table, which means we're just going to have to get another
more table.
Exactly. Yes. Not less beer, more table.
Yes.
Let's see. I had Delirium Tremens was my soon-to-be by marriage cousin-in-law's favorite beer that he gave me a couple bottles, and
he should now be referred to as the Claw.
The Claw?
The Claw.
The cousin-in-law. That's a great movie, by the way. That was even a movie my dad laughed at, and he doesn't like stupid movies. He likes westerns and Scooby-Doo.
He's got a cowboy.
A rhinestone cowboy?
That now Sly.
Steve, what's new and exciting in your world?
I guess discussed new schedule last week, or last session, so that's still going, and going to the beach in about 2 months, and in between then and now, not really a whole lot of news.
Yeah, I did find out that a dear friend of ours is now single again, and I didn't know, but
Brand
Colin didn't know about that. Is he doing okay?
Yes. Oh, so now that cat's out of the bag. Went to his housewarming Saturday.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yes. So he bought a place in Winston, and it's awesome. There's a place built in '68 with a generous lot at half an acre and an even more generous entire downstairs basement, half finished, with a 4-car deep garage.
We're going to have to move to Winston-Salem, aren't we? Yeah.
Could be worse places. I mean, at least it's not High Point. I grew up in Greensboro. Winston seems to be on the up and up, and High Point's still kind of low. But a really nice older neighborhood through there, and it feels remote, yet you're a mile from a bunch of shopping, including but not limited to a functioning Kmart.
What? That's not real.
Passing by there, I was wondering, when the hell are we?
Is he near Underwear Mall?
I'll get back to you on that.
Okay. That's a really pretty mall, and I got kicked out of Abercrombie in that one. Story upon request.
Yeah, are you sure he doesn't say you are awful funny? Because that's close to your old stomping grounds.
Yes, it is. I was dating a girl named Courtney who was going to the NC School of the Arts, which is in
Winston.
It's in Winston. And she and I went shopping at the mall, just walking around, hanging out. She went up there, and I went to school back near Albemarle. So,
Shit, Haynes Mall.
Yes.
Wow.
Underwear. Yes.
I'm wearing Fruit of Looms. I didn't get it.
I'm wearing a quite nice CBGPod mankini, which will be available on our... what a time to go live. Anywho, so we were shopping, and we go into Abercrombie, at which I can't stand, but yeah, with the lady, do as the lady wants. So we go in there, and
they don't leave the lights on in there for you. Just leave the music really loud, and you have to go by sense of smell. You have to go based on whatever cologne there is in each segment of the store.
Not a Tom Bodette in sight. So I said something like cutesy, like, cupcakey fucky to her, and she kissed me on the cheek, and I promise you, the one of their associates, it might have even been a manager or an assistant manager, goes, this is a family establishment, and we can't have any public displays of affection in our stores. I said,
that shit for the catalog, son.
I said, she kissed me on this cheek, not this one.
Heyo.
And I was like, well, you can't, no PDA, no PDA at all. I'm like, all right. I spin her around immediately and dip her and give her a really nice kiss, and I was escorted out of Abercrombie. I wonder if they still have my picture up in there to kick this guy out. He's a chronic PDAer.
Oh, no.
There's so much bad.
Who the hell's still using a Palm Pilot nowadays anyway? Funniest name ever for said device considering the context? You betcha.
Yeah. So is God still your co-pilot?
I'm still wondering, according to the shirt, who really is wishing us to be happy.
I think Ben Franklin was really God. That's what I think.
Deal.
I'm okay with that. It would have been cool to sit in with the founding fathers and have a beer with some of them. Others not so much.
Hope you brought plenty of Old Spice. July 1776. They're all wearing wool, dude.
I know. God damn, it smells like Asheville. Well, we haven't played Three Car Garage in a while. I was thinking about that before you came over. So we've done Japan, America, and England, respectively. So, bless me.
Nah.
I was thinking somewhere in Europe, and only because we're going to be running out of places fucking soon. Countries. There's not that many countries that make desirable cars. So I was like, hey, let's do Three Car Garage Mexico, 3 Mastrettas. Well, this game's over with because that's the only 3 cars. Not where they were built.
Yeah, it's like I was going to say, wait a minute, I can't think of a Mexican car brand. However, the manufacturer thereof, I had one. It was the fastest thing ever when it ran. Screw you, 98 Volkswagen. Anyway, who?
Selective accelerator pedal.
No, selective clutch.
That's right.
It was when the hydraulic clutch blew up that, until the engine's warm, I can't shift. So, start off in second. It could take me anywhere from 0 to 70.
Pour you more beer.
Which is quite sufficient for most of your Charlotte motoring.
True, very true. I was thinking either Italy or Germany.
So, which axis do you feel like going to today?
Well, I've been wanting some pasta lately.
So Italian it is?
I was going to say, let's eat some spaghetti Mussolini. Or is Mussolini the name of the pasta? Mussolini does sound like a pasta name.
That would have to be spaghetti and mussels, yes.
Ooh, or spaghetti with mousse in it, it would be mousseline. And I've never had mousse, but
Canadian pasta?
fuck.
Go on.
Hell yeah, it's so mild-mannered. Well, three-car garage, Italy.
Italia.
Yes. Italy. Okie doke. I've given this zero thought. I just knew I wanted to play three-car garage again. It's been several episodes. Well, okay. So, Italian car manufacturers in no particular order.
Ferrari.
Lamborghini.
Alfa.
Fiat. Lancia's French.
No, they are Italian as well.
Oh, Lancia's Italian?
Italian.
Okay. I better write this shit down.
Yeah,
so I fucking forget. Lambo.
Just fix it in the post, won't you?
I can't think of more than a couple of car brands from a country that doesn't sell a lot of cars here.
Fuck that. I'm gonna leave it all in. Everybody else seems to enjoy the the downtime and banter. Joke's on you. Lambo, Ferrari, Alfa. I about put Alpha, ALPHA. Alfa Romeo. That would imply a Beta Romeo.
Beta Romeo, Beta Romeo. Wherefore art thou, my Beta Romeo? Just kidding, don't care.
Oh, boy. Remind me to tell you a quote from the Golden Girls, which I still love, by the way, after I get done remembering all this shit. Fiat and Lancia. It was... Sophia had smacked the shit out of somebody, and then... I think it was Blanche's. Is all you Italians know how to do is hit? No, we also how to sing sing opera and make love. It was funny coming out of Sophia's voice. Ferrari, Alfa, Lambo, Fiat, Lancia, other Italian manufacturers, and I'm out of ideas.
Need to go hit the Google scope
Hit
to see.
Italian.
What did we forget?
Ooh, Jeep.
I'll allow it. See also Fiat.
Yeah. Well, Fiat was
Hey,
originally Italian.
Uh-huh. Chrysler was initially American, and then it had its Japanese phase, its German phase, now it's Italian phase. That said, I do like the baby Jeep. That Renegade's not a bad-looking rig. I wouldn't trust any further I could throw it, but it's not a bad-looking baby Jeep.
I hated it the first time I saw it, and then the more I looked at it, the more it grew on me. I think we should just buy one and do an AMC 4-liter swap in it.
Then you will never make use of the back wheels ever.
Transversely mounted inline
It's
six.
going to be too heavy on the front end for that little thing.
You get plenty of traction.
In the front, yes.
Take off from the front and do a rear wheelie. Well, now that too.
on.
Maserati and Pagani. I didn't realize that they're home.
You say that like, oh yeah, I knew that. I couldn't tell you that in a hurry, but yeah, I remember. Yeah, and I've driven a few Maseratis. My size 11 wides don't fit down that footwell. That is the only brand that has been an issue, that my feet are too damn big for a Maserati.
And for those of you who don't know, Steve is pretty much the average height for the American male. And I assume his feet to be as such also. So,
Above average, am I right, ladies?
you know what they say about big feet, don't you?
Big shoes.
And socks. It's
Not today. I'm wearing flip-flops here.
do you see the
Still
picture?
summertime.
The fucking picture. Jesus, it says men who wear sandals get what they deserve. It's fucking horrible. Other
Hey,
current.
for what it's worth, St. Stephen was stoned to death, and I'm not talking in the Colorado sense.
Oh, one of the saucer waitresses is moving to Denver. She's like, I figure my boyfriend and I, we're going to move out there while we're young and enjoy life. I'm like, good for you. You know what? All right, soapbox. Sorry for the thing. I think you should spend more time enjoying life and traveling and seeing the world instead of get married, pop out a kid, get you 9 to 5, 40-hour-a-week job, and die a slow and painful, miserable death over boredom and lacklusterness. All right, soapbox over with. Back to cars. Do more traveling. Don't settle down immediately.
Live a little.
Yes. Other current manufacturers. Abarth.
That shit's fiat, bro.
I know, but it Casalini, Centenari,
No.
Cobini, DR.
Doctor? Dottore.
I'm going to click on that after I get done reading more Italian words. Effedi. Manifatturo Automobili Torino. How'd I do?
It sounds good to me.
Ferrari e Mazzantini. Giottolini. Martin. Mazzanti. Pikachu. Soleil. And Spada. You know what? I think Thomas got a hold of this Wikipedia page and just started making shit up.
Our favorite stuntman from Albemarle.
I'm going to pull that up, too. I'm going to click on DR. So, DR Automobiles SRL is an Italian automobile company based in Macchia de Isernia, founded in 2006 by Massimo Di Risio. Oh, God. With a name like that, and you want to put a car out like that looks fucking horrible. God. It's a rebadged version of a Cherry Tiggo. Ugh. Look at... I'm losing the will to live.
So you're saying the La Forza still lives?
Well, at least the La Forza, which I didn't even know existed, by the way, until somebody posted that shit on Radwood or Opposite Talk. I didn't hate it. I would never own one for fear of it never working. You'd have to tow it around with something reliable to show it off, because it damn sure wouldn't work. Oh, that's even worse.
You get your 5.0 in the La Forza, you get your 5.0 in your first-gen Mercury Mountaineer before the Exploders had them.
Oh, and here's an even worse version of that DR car. It kind of looks like somebody tried to clone a Scion IQ and quit halfway through. That is tragic looking. What say you?
How do you shrink Illumina APV? Because they've successfully done that.
So we went from a Dustbuster van to a, what's the handheld one?
The Dustbuster is the handheld one.
Oh, what's the tiny bird? The tiny bird.
The tiny one? The automotive one?
All right.
That's a Carvat car.
Before I forget, wow, my Wikipedia page is, you know how do you have the app? The Wikipedia app?
I use a browser like an adult, thank you.
Well, it's actually neat.
A lot of the Wikipedia apps have been a big garbage, too.
The one I have is actually really good. I'll show you off.
Apparently
off
not
air.
today.
But it has, like, keeps all my open tabs out. So it was like 9 Inch Nails, Huntington's Disease, and Las Vegas, Nevada was Albemarle, North Carolina. Let's see if anything is still on there from Thomas's days of him and Will and Alex completely just demolishing it. All right, looking geology, demographics, Parks and Rec, education, haha, funny. Notable people. Let's see. Nothing so far. Unknown Henson, though. He is from Albemarle.
What?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
No.
Oh, yeah. Unknown Henson. Known as Stuart Daniel Baker. It's fucking still on here. Kelly Pickler, 2006 American Idol contestant, country recording artist, 3-time Stanley County AIDS Rodeo for Charity champion, 2002 to 04. That's not fucking true. They put that in there and nobody's deleted it. Holy hell! Nobody's fucking deleted it. Oh man, Thomas isn't on there anymore. I can't fucking remember. I think I'm gonna call him and ask him because it was too fucking good. It was way too good to.
I think that on Wikipedia there is a recording of previous edits to the page.
There is.
I think so.
If we can't get a hold of Thomas, hey, we're recording the podcast right now, and you're on mic again. We were just pulling up Albemarle's Wikipedia page. And the AIDS rodeo is still on there for Kelly Pickler. But what were the things that you and Will and Alex did to it?
Oh, shit. There's all sorts of shit. just for all your listeners, this is in no way fucking radio appropriate. One of them was that Albemarle Putt Putt had an African American slave burial ground underneath it, and they built over it. And the souls of those buried there would come back to haunt fires, which lasted about a day and a half. The other one ties in very closely to it, which listed a fictional history of Albemarle, but theoretically fictional, where slavery was still legal in the late 1990s, and went into famous slaveholders in our hometown. You caught me in the middle of a fucking parking lot, by the way. Let's see. There was also something ridiculous about T.A. McClendon, which I don't remember what, but it must have been impressive, because it was obviously worse than what he already did to himself.
That's true.
I was a famous NASCAR driver, I believe, which actually sounds kind of, stunt car driver in movies. That's what it was.
Yeah. All right. Well,
and I believe Alex was an agent in MI6.
And still is.
All right.
And there was a few other things, but it was there for a good 2-3 years before some enterprising douchebag took it down, because clearly they had no sense of humor and actually thought Albemarle was important.
Well, the AIDS rodeo's still on there, and that's pretty fucking funny.
Oh, I know. I check it every now and again. I guess they didn't catch on to the implication of it. Thought it was a real thing.
All right. Well, that's all I needed, so I'll let you get back to being in a parking lot.
I'm not in a parking lot anymore. I'm on a road now.
Oh. Well, have fun, buddy.
You can all go to hell.
See you there.
We'll keep it warm for you.
Esteban, what are you looking up on Wiki?
More Italian car makers.
You silly guy. What did you find?
Cavalli and
the Mangusta, which is Mustang.
and De Tomaso.
Ooh.
They kept thinking, oh yeah, the Ford. Well, not exactly.
It's my favorite kind of sauce. I'm going to put that on there. De Tomaso. That's right, because it was Italian body, American engine.
And ISO.
ISO horny?
You see the Grifo? Yes, you are.
That's a lot.
Auto Bianchi. Bertoni. I thought that was just a...
That's a designer.
Yeah.
But no, they did. No, Bertoni did have a couple of cars. Actually, while you're doing that, let me pull up a Bertoni. They didn't have many.
Dueling Wikipedias.
Fuck yeah. Coming to...
Record podcast, yeah.
Maybe I was wrong.
That is insane.
What the fuck is that? What the hell is this? What the fuck is that? I don't know what I'm looking at. 1969 Auto Bianchi Runabout by Bertoni. So evidently Bertoni just kind of
Ever wonder what it's like to have a car that could actually get away with running under a semi-trailer? Because this is going to be your rig.
And the headlights right beside the headrests. We're just going to put everything head-related right together, I suppose.
Does that car have the mirrors on it too?
Oh, shit.
Because that's going to be a really bad idea.
I think
hey guys, you can't see out your mirrors because you're being blinded. Sorry.
Hey, kind of like modern-day cars. I mean, the brodozers with their fucking jacked-up trucks and their... All right, if you get...
Fuck it. Make gas $5 a gallon.
Yes.
Fuck those guys.
Well, it's diesel. Make diesel $12 a gallon. Well, you know what? Trucking. You know what? Just shoot those fucking guys, all right? If you buy aftermarket HID lights... please aim them properly. You can aim headlights. Like I did it with the Jeep when I got my aftermarket.
I'll aim my guns, brother.
When I put my aftermarket lights on, I actually went in and aimed the lights properly. You have to do that, or you're going to throw light in every direction and into people's faces. And we don't like throwing light into people's faces. I need to finish this beer so we can start talking about the next one before we start playing Three Car Garage.
You're gonna like the way this beer looks.
You guarantee it?
No.
Well,
I got let go from that post.
We should have. No, we should not have drank Italian beer talking about Italian cars. Maybe Italian wine and coffee.
Yeah, like I think my list of approved, if not completely fanatical about Italian beers is 2.
How did the mix of that go?
Well, seeing as there are so little of the Nocturnum remaining, the little shred of that mixed with New Zealand's Ice Stout.
I don't want to...
Correction. Lowercase I, capital S, Stout, not you've been stuck somewhere that's frozen over.
is tout. How much did you pour? I wanted to split it evenly with you, so I didn't want to pour myself too much.
I gave myself up to the middle of the label.
Oh, okay. Oh, so about where I poured,
Yeah,
too.
so...
Okay, we are all about sharing, because sharing is caring here.
Share Bear Stare.
Have you ever actually watched the Care Bears?
It's been a long time, but I remember loving that movie when I was 7.
We should get hammered and watch Care Bears. Steve, tell us about the beer you brought us over, since you brought it and I didn't.
All right, so what we have here is the Ice Stout at 10% alcohol by volume, courtesy of Marlborough with a UGH, New Zealand. Brought to you by 8 Wired Brewing Co.
Doesn't taste like kiwi, does it? The fruit or the people?
No.
Good. I don't eat fruit with fur on it. No
peaches,
kiwi.
No peaches for you.
No kiwi, no peaches. And no
You're missing out.
hat.
And no moldy strawberries.
Oh, they already got the cream on it.
Our. 8
Seedless
Wired
strawberries.
Brewing is inspired by the legendary Kiwi can-do mentality and fellow craft brewers who have dared to challenge the masses and show us all that beer is no longer just beer. Crafted by a nomadic Danish brewer who has finally found permanent ground in Marlborough, New Zealand, expect unique brews. Expect ingenuity in flavor. Because English spelling.
Flavor. I will never say that the same way ever again.
It's spelled right there, man. It's not
Flavor.
flavor. Flavor.
We should just add a U to every word that ends in OR.
That's going to be a lot of fun if you're not using the word and, you're saying the word what?
Yeah.
Our.
I love
This
the
is
album
a big
Rouleurs.
beer. No shit. It's a 750 milliliter.
Oh my god, it smells like fucking candy and chocolate and coffee and awesome. Is that what it tastes like?
Brewing with luscious roasted coffee and chocolate malt flavors. Balanced by brisk bitterness and bold freshness from the hops.
Oh, I want some flavor.
If
We're
you
gonna take
don't
you-
already
Oh my God,
know
damn
the
it.
history of Russian Imperial Stouts, please check it out on the internet. It's a good story. We're not going to tell you here.
Guy Fieri, if you're listening, take us to Flavourtowne.
But remember, although based on that century-old classic style, this beer is a very modern interpretation like all our beers. With a name like Ice Stout, no shit.
Flavourtowne with an E at the end.
Fuck, yes!
Have you had any yet?
Oh, yes.
Oh, fuck. All right,
Yeah,
I'll try it now.
that's- Like I said, you're going to like the Ice Stout.
Jesus. Whew.
Yes?
What? History of the world. That is fantastic. Where did you get this from?
I think that was from Crafties a long time ago.
Oh, you've been saving this one, huh?
That I'm pretty sure
inadvertently.
that was something that was sitting in the cupboard, like the cubbyhole above my fridge at the old place.
Right near the Indian?
Never saw that one.
It's all right.
It was a little too old for kids' movies by the time that one came out, but I've heard it's good. If the name's a bit not PC, so sounds good to me.
It's the Native American in the cupboard was just too long to fit on the
Says you. Native in the cupboard.
the engine in the cupboard. Is it an LS? Three-car
BMW V12.
three-car Italy. Steve, I already know what number one is going to be for me, and it is the prettiest car that has ever came out in the history of the world, and it's the Lamborghini Miura.
Ooh.
That's my number one. Like, nothing's going to... Even the F40. I love the F40, but as far as all right, it was the first supercar. I get it, but the Miura was beautiful. Second, 959. Yeah, but the 959 had a lot of electronic. Well, okay, I'll give you that. I will give you that. But the Miura aesthetically, just perfection in my eyes. And when like you look at the front and the doors open and it looks like bullhorns. Did you
Never seen the doors open.
what? Because it didn't have the like when you roll the window down, there was no you know what
Frame.
Yeah, there's no frame. It just had the point at the back. So when the doors were open, when you looked at it from the front, it had looked like a bull, which is a Lamborghini. Miura front. That's my number one. So I'm picking. Let's do one. Let's just go back and forth. So.
Oh, you say that, and seeing as I was 7 or 8 years old when it came out, the F40.
Nice. Because F40.
Yeah, just because F40.
The bull. Cool.
That's awesome. And back in those days of renting Nintendo games and eventually finding my own copy, it gets lost. Find a copy on eBay that's been littered with a Blockbuster sticker over the label of the damn thing.
All right.
There was a game called Formula One Built to Win, where the third car in the game you get is an F40. It was something like the great-grandfather of Gran Turismo.
Nice.
Where you've got, you go from Mini Cooper to Vector W2
What a jump.
to Ferrari F40 to F1 car.
Jeez.
And can, soup up the cars along the way with parts that, simply would not exist in these cars. So if you want a V12 Mini Cooper, you can make a V12 Mini Cooper. You want a 4-cylinder F40, you can make a 4-cylinder F40 with steel bumpers.
Like a fucking twisted metal F40.
Go on.
Have you played Twisted Metal?
It's been a long time.
Oh my fucking god, that's such a great game. I miss games that didn't require thought. Like play for 5 minutes and watch an hour-long video. Like piss on that. I want to go one direction with a plumber guy in a silly hat and jump on mushrooms.
So you've not played Rocket League yet, have you?
I've played Red Rocket League.
This one's a bit different.
I beat everybody off that one.
This is the G-rated version.
Oh, okay.
Car soccer. It's fun.
I did that in Top Gear a couple of times.
Yeah.
I didn't know it had an official name.
Well, at least in the game, ostensibly no one gets hurt. Instead of Yars versus Yaris. Or, excuse me, Igo.
What was the Aston Martin version of the Scion?
The Aston Cygnet.
Did anybody buy that thing?
About 12 people did. And I think the running gag stateside is to get an IQ and trick it out like a Cygnet. Unfortunately, all the IQs, they get even worse because stateside, they were CVT only.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Continuously violent transmission. Aston Cygnet. All right, I'm going to, before I even type in...
I don't remember it's CIG or CYG.
It's CYGNET, and I have it just so Steve...
RUBBISH.
So, just so, and I know you don't have to believe me, but I wanted Steve to believe me. Huh? I haven't hit this yet, but I'm going to. We're going to guess the Cygnet sales figures. Now, we're going to go worldwide, since U.S. doesn't get them anyway.
Screw it, I'll give it 1,000.
All right, you got 1,000. I'm going to say 1,500, and that's just pulling a number out of my ass. That's no deductive logic at all. All right, let's see what it says. That can't be right.
Did you win?
None of us did.
Even lower?
That can't be right. All right, connection was interrupted. Fuck you, you winking piece of paper. We were both wrong. 2011 called 261 sold.
Good.
Let's see here. Oh, this is just in Europe, but I gotta imagine it's not much higher than this.
Yeah.
So 261 in 2011, 172 in 2012, 131 in 2013, 29 in 2014, and 0 in 2015. Good. You're on it now?
Yep.
Nice. It is dueling Wikipedias. Actually, I'm on carsalesbase.com, which is kind of neat, actually. I didn't know this existed. This U.S. sales. I should pull up the Vibe.
I think there were about 1 million of those, bud.
Jesus. But they had...
Funny thing about those, like, they are everywhere, and the second gen, for only having lasted a model year, still has a few, but they took a mad decent design and kind of ruined it.
This is money from the Daily Mail Online.uk. Ugly Duckling, Aston Martin pulls its 32,000-pound Cygnet city car after selling fewer than 150 in 2 years. In England, where it was made. Oh, you ever seen a washing machine with a James Bond front? That's fucking embarrassing. I can't believe they decided to even entertain the thought of doing that. They hoped to sell 4,000 of the city cars a year to motorists
None of those price tags.
who were more conscious of their carbon footprint, literally the size of a footprint. It's 2%. And I like how they put percent as 2 words. I don't know if that's an English thing or... yeah, percent. Like it's
per
cent, yeah.
So how much of this per 1/100th of a dollar did they do?
Aston Cygnet. Okay. 32,000 pounds. That's what, $50,000?
It was prohibitively expensive for such rubbish.
That's
Yes.
embarrassing. The number of cars sold by Aston Martin last year fell to 3,800 units from 4,200 a year earlier. Well, they've sold more in the rest of the world. It's probably some douchey oil guy in Saudi Arabia buying a bunch of them and like gluing them all together and jacking them up like an 18-wheeler.
Did I ever show you the smart car thing that Fifth Gear did?
No, but you're about to. And while you're looking that up, unless you have some more information, I needed to pick car number 2.
So did they break 1,000 or 1,500 or whatever altogether?
No.
Okay.
They did not break 1,000 in not in Europe.
The entire run.
No.
They're hardly concerned with fuel efficiency in Saudi Arabia.
I-
Last week I did see an old Lexus LS400 that might have been straight piped.
Oh, hell
something
yes.
that drove by, like what that looks like an LS400 and sounds like a Camaro. It was awesome. It was somewhere around Valentine. It was fantastic.
While I was in the chair with Troy the other day, we were talking about cars and such, and he told me about this coach building thing, which I'm going to text him, but while you're looking that up, and let's see. I'm going to text Troy while you're showing me that.
If you wish to have this living on YouTube, I fear like not even the audio should even live there, so you may need to check this out after or just watch it with the sound off.
Oh, Lord.
Let's get to the good part.
But we were talking about such, and I was thinking about selling the S2K, and I told him if I did, and I got my LS swapped RX-7. Do you know the new Mazda emblem, the wingy thing?
The Batman.
I would take that emblem off and split it right down the middle. And if I had an LS swapped FD, I would take that half of the emblem and the other half of the flag of the Corvette, and that would be the emblem on the front. I think that'd be fucking cool as hell.
I like it.
What was the code?
Is that your next tattoo?
It'd probably be easier to find somebody to do that nonsense for me than it would be to find a properly built LS FD for less than $30,000. They still command a premium, but they're still gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what was that coach builder in Florida? The event is essentially they took they take the guts to like Vets and Infiniti G35s, and they just take the chassis and then they build a custom body on it for you and put whatever engine you want in it. And it's really, really cool. And I hope he gets back to me so we can talk about that in the midst of doing 3-Car Garage Italia. Do I go really obscure, or do I... So, when we do... Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to play footsie with you.
Gunner foot.
That's
my line.
We try to do that, and Steve tries to say the word ostensibly in each podcast, too. So far, so good. Let's see. Because I was thinking on 3-Car Garage, do we pick cars we would want to actually drive, or cars we would collect and just, collect the money on? Like an F40, you would...
I thought it was this shit you like.
Do I go Rambo Lambo? I might go Rambo Lambo. But I've already got Lambo, so I don't want to pick two. I'm going to go... God damn it. There's too many good choices in Italy. Have an original Stratos would be cool. You know what? Are you a Pagani guy? I'm glad you did that. Steve shrugged. I'm not over the hills in love with them like Hammond is. They're a little bit too cheeky on the inside. I mean, I know sports cars are supposed to be silly and over the top, but the inside's just
it is
too much.
bonkers McTavish. Like, well, I'm sure you saw the first episode of Top Gear 2002. Mm-hmm. So he's got a horrible French minivan thing, and then his Pagani Zonda. If you buy this, you get a pair of shoes from the Pope's cobbler. But hot damn if you don't first see that car and your eyes don't pop out of your head.
Yeah. After watching multiple people drive a Countach, makes me kind of not want one.
Yeah. It makes visibility of the current Camaro good.
That it does. And I had no idea that the Ferrari 348 or 355, as pretty as it is, basically is, hey, you want to change the oil? Engine out.
Yeah, it was the last super maintenance intensive Ferrari.
Did you see
the 360 that replaced it was the first of, annual maintenance, not trying to murder your mechanic.
Did you see Everyday Driver talking about the F355?
I've only listened to them. I haven't seen any of the show. I can only imagine the ins and outs of this. And this is going to be the best bad decision you've ever done.
Well,
I haven't said it on air, but when listening, when watching the Everyday Driver guys, if you transpose both of them to the two gentlemen from Sonic, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
It really is. It really is. I didn't even think about that before. The license plate on the car that they were lovingly let have for the day to review the F355 says ENGOUT. And that's a guy who knows his vehicles. I want to go prancing horse for my second one. I just don't know which one to go. You picked the F40, and I would, but you picked it first, and that's how it works here. We don't ever pick the same car. So if we're going to go Ferrari, and I have to choose...
Transmission swap and FF.
I just... Don't say what it is, all right? It's a hatchback. It's not an SB. It's not.
Switchback.
Yes. I want to go Ferrari, so... But do you go... do you go full-out vulgar Testarossa? If you're going to go Ferrari, you might as well go ridiculous Ferrari. I'm going Testarossa.
That gets 2 thumbs up from Steve.
Which means, in Italian...
Redhead.
Yes, and what do Steve and I really like?
Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah. We talked about that the other day at Grill Night, which we need to do once a month at rotating locations for you, me, and Thomas.
Hey, it's not your fault that happened to randomly be playing on Vice.
Toby said he's not included in the rotation because nobody wants to drive all the way up to Mount Pleasant. That's what he said. I said, I don't care. Just
If we can coordinate our schedules, we'll go.
And go to the distillery.
Dude, have you had Conviction Whiskey?
I have not.
You need Conviction Whiskey. Everybody listening, you need Conviction Whiskey. Go.
Get a thing.
I need any kind of whiskey. I haven't had any liquor in a long time. There's an ABC store within stumbling distance to here, though. Well, no.
And for, I'd say anytime after 9:01, but that's about the time I need to run to work. I've got a small fort built up. That's not an invitation to you listeners.
Oh, yeah, especially the last place that decided to help himself to your stuff on Christmas Day. Fuck that guy. Or gal.
Oddly enough, the liquor survives. Like, well, joke's on you. You stole a Plasmatron. That shit's at half-life. So I expect by now, it's dead.
I could probably leave, and nowadays, I could probably leave the Jeep unlocked because they would just look inside and see a stock cassette CD player deck. They wouldn't even probably try to take anything from there.
He's going to make sure, make sure the car is always cleaned out, seeing as your windows are black as pitch in the back.
They are. We're going to need some more beers soon.
Yep.
I do have that Three Philosophers, or we can lower the ABV a little bit and go bottles and cans. Just clap your hands. Just clap your hands. Where it sat. Or have you got car 2 before we get beer 3? That tickled. You went Ferrari first.
I did.
I went Lambo, and then I went Ferrari. Are you going to go to Lambo?
Paging Joe Walsh. Once upon a time, he sang of a car that did 185, when really it can only do 184. A 1964 Maserati 3500 GT.
I don't think I remember what this looks like. Please pull it up. And then pull it out.
You're going to like this. Yeah. Modern Mazes, I'm unimpressed by.
You
but
too,
hey,
huh?
I did get to drive them.
Have you driven a Quattroporte?
Ooh, a 4-door? Like, fuck if I can tell a Quattroporte from a Ghibli.
DeMuro scathed the Ghibli. Rightfully
right.
so. Rightfully so, though. I mean, let's be honest. If you're going to spend that kind of coin on something, it better sick your duck in the morning. Like, it's... I don't know what you're paying. You're just paying for the name at that point. It was like the when Clarkson drove the Quattroporte and had like 6 buttons on the back of the steering wheel, and they didn't even do anything. I dropped my fidget. Where's my fidget? God damn it. Oh, there it is.
You sitting down? Yes, you are.
Nah. Ready to see this vehicle.
You bet your ass you are.
That is very pretty. That kind of looks like an Aston mixed with a 50-something Thunderbird and a Vet of the same vintage.
Oddly enough, I was thinking a 60s Volvo P1800.
That too. Front. That was definitely the front. And it has the T-Bird kind of style.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought you would.
The magic of listening to Smoking Tighter Furry articles, they got to talking about that particular car that it could only do 174 instead of 185. Like, well, darn. I would cater going a third of either speed in that car.
This is gonna be.
Yeah, it's a lovely Batmobile, folks. Do yourselves a favor, check this one out.
That's a pretty one. It's going to be hard to not repeat brands on here because there's not that many to choose from. I wouldn't want any Pagani. I like the Pantera, but...
Wait, is that the thing on the bottle? The new one? The Huayra?
They let Schwarzenegger name that one.
The chopper.
That was a good one.
Apparently yesterday it turned 71.
Wow. HBD. Every time I think of Schwarzenegger now,
the chopper ain't gonna get to itself.
I think of Bill Burr now. Every time I think of, oh my goodness. I kind of want to go Rambo Lambo just to be different.
Okay.
There's not really any alpha. I mean, the Giulia is pretty, but if we're going like all-time three-car garage Italy, I wouldn't put the Giulia in there. I also
say the older ones are even prettier.
They are, and I like the 8C. The 8C is a good one too. You know what? I'm gonna pull out the old phone. Oh, Troy got back to me.
Hi, Troy.
Vader Body Kits LLC. So Steve's pulled up Vader Body Kits, and he doesn't really like too many of them. What's wrong with them?
It's too busy.
Too much going on.
It's a lot of gills. What's this shit? A fish?
And I see what some of them are, but then like some of them aren't so bad. Like the blue one I looked at was pretty nice. They're in Pinellas Park, Florida. That looks like a pretty small operation. Let's see here. Not cheap either. From the looks of it, looks like $110,000 for that one. I don't know. I probably, if knowing it was that much, I probably could spend my money a little bit wiser. But any automobile's a bad investment right off the bat anyway. Steve and I have re-beered after the wonderful Delirium Nocturnum and the Ice Stout. Steve, what are you drinking?
König Ludwig Weissbier.
Yes.
It's a Hefeweizen.
Yes.
From Bavaria.
Ooh. That's very cool. I'm drinking a Hopper Whitman Winter Brew with molasses and cinnamon.
Last day for Crimbus in July, yo.
Yeah, it is.
You're gonna like that one.
Sweet. What's your ABV?
Not much, you. Not now, Alex. I'm not seeing it, but I've had this one. Okay, 5.5.
5, gotcha. The Hopper Whitman is 6.8, and it is a Christmas in July sort of thing. It's a curious blend of baked gingerbread, toffee, cinnamon. Hop to it before Hopper Whitman is gone with the season. That joke's on you.
Funny thing, I haven't seen that at Aldi since. That was good.
Oh, God, fuck me. Oh. Try that, please. I don't know if it went bad, but that's not fucking good. Oh, fuck. What manner of horrible thing happened to that fucking beer?
Yes, I'll never have that one.
Oh, Steve, keep the people entertained while I go get me some more beer. That was fucking
try this one instead.
good. No, oh God, I'm gonna keep it up here just for comedic sake. Jesus Christ, that was fucking horrible.
Well, folks, whoops. Well, sometimes good beers go bad, but never do bad beers go good. So, this terrible thing that has offended him so with the mascot of a grasshopper has, frankly, very little to tell us. An expert in his craft, the ever-dapper Hopper Whitman. This label's warped. I can't read this damn thing. Well, something ain't right. And the label's warped, so I can't read the people of the story.
Did you try it again?
Sure.
I'll try it again too.
Every mistake loves a repeat.
Misery loves company.
Mine says hi.
Oh God.
Yeah, I've never gotten that reaction out of that one. That it's
Oh. I got nothing. It tastes like sock water.
Listeners, you can't see this, but I'm trying to bite my tongue.
That kind of tastes like if somebody spent all day at the bottom of a lake and then you drug them out after 3 days and then sucked on their asshole. That's... Ugh. All right.
What's worse, that or a sour? Looks like the same reaction out of them.
That. Something's wrong with that. And I'm going to end up finishing it anyway.
At least it's wrong on accident instead of wrong on purpose.
That should be our slogan.
I can assure you, once upon a time,
that's our slogan now.
That was a good beer. Wrong on accident.
Wrong on accident.
Wrong on purpose.
Now I'm courtesy of Steve, Kirkland Signature Czech style lager.
Go ahead, find a better beer for 90 cents.
Oh my god, that's so much better.
Otherwise, it's just baseline.
But this kind of tastes like Hitler's semen. Like, this is fucking disgusting. Ugh. Hey mom, hey dad, they're so proud. I think it's my turn on...
Hi, Bob. Hi, Debbie. They're not listening to this.
Mine aren't either.
Yeah.
I think out of our parents, the most likely to listen to this would be my mother, because she doesn't have a day job.
She's more attuned to face anyhow.
Is she ever? Let's see
Which
here.
really makes for the funniest commentary on your face post.
It really is, yes. Especially you see
Sue Ellen.
you see two eyes on a black background. That's 3-car garage.
Cairo?
Italy. Number 3. Let's do. I'll go Rambo Lambo. Just out of why the fuck not? So, what's your 3?
And those not in the know, that would be the LM002. The Jay Leno's Garage episode on that is pretty fantastic.
The DeMuro's is too.
Nice.
Yeah, DeMuro had the
Okay.
LM002 on there. It was Lamborghini trucky SUV type sort of thing with a Countach V12 with 500 something horsepower.
It was a sufficient amount of horsepower for
and a
said car.
6-speed manual gearbox and 4-wheel drive, and evidently could climb up a 65-degree incline, which is actually pretty impressive.
That's Hummer territory.
That is extremely Hummer territory.
That was, I'd say pre-Hummer, but that's concurrent with the original military spec ones from 86 on.
Yep, because there's 45 and there's 90, so that's an impressive grade.
That's steep.
Yes. So I've gone SUV, prettiest supercar, prettiest Lamborghini ever made, prettiest car ever made, in my opinion. And what was the other one? I went Ferrari, Testarossa. So Steve has gone Maserati and F40, and what's Steve's number 3?
More sports car.
Yes,
Or sporty car, anyway.
Espada.
I am not, but the movie is The Graduate. The Alfa Romeo Spider from the late 60s.
Yeah.
Which remained pretty much unchanged until the mid-90s.
The old Dustin Hoffman.
Oh, hey there, Captain Hook. How do you do? Here's you, Mrs. Robinson.
Bring me my bubbly. That's still that's a very classy.
Yep.
I wonder if Mr. L would have a have one of his in the current stable in there, since he has the Fiata. I still haven't ridden in it. It's nice to look at. I kind of like the looks of the Miata better, though. It looks more streamlined.
Yeah.
He couldn't get the interior he wanted in the Miata. He wanted black and tan interior with a red exterior, and evidently...
I tell you, my first legal beer was a black and tan.
Yeah,
Yingling.
that was one of the episodes.
Yeah, it was way back whenever, and kept the receipt tacked up on Mom's fridge forever and a day. And that 4 years later, like, do we still need this? No.
You should have just said yes and see how long they keep it on there. Right beside your like third grade report card.
That's probably still good at that.
By the way, the Kirkland Czech style lager is mad decent.
Try again.
What?
Pilsner.
Czech style lager.
Look above you.
Yeah, I know, but
You got-
but why does it say two different things on it?
to describe what a Pilsner is.
Ah, yeah. Well, it's better than
Fair
that
enough.
goddamn monstrosity that tastes like rotten pine sol. That's how I describe kombucha as sock water at work. When somebody asks me how it tastes, it tastes like sock water. Fuck, we're gonna die. Ugh. We're gonna die from drinking.
Duh.
Well, from that. That's gonna be our downfall. I'm sure the beer is really good when it's.
Correction was.
When is this from? Don't know.
Don't know.
All right, hold on. There's a little left. Oh my god.
Thanks.
Oh. My toenails hurt. I don't know what happened to this, but somebody killed somebody and then squeezed the body out into it. Where's the date? I need to find the date on this. This has got to be like... Well, it's in a brown bottle. It's not like it got sun bleached. And it's probably been in your either freezer or closet. So, freezer, refrigerator.
Yeah, the thing with the stuff and the compressed air.
English is speak becoming hardness. I don't know when this is from, but I want to kill it with fire. But we're just going to put it with the other bottles.
Now. Yeah.
It's about the experience, man. Shout out to Samir for that. I need to get Samir in here, my European comrade. He's silly. You would like him. From Bosnia. He and his sister defected from then Yugoslavia when Slobodan Milosevic was taking over. And I was like, what was the car situation like? He goes, crap. If you didn't have a Yugo or a Lada, you didn't have a car. Because that's all they allowed to have. And he said they were all manual transmission. Nobody had an automatic transmission because they only made stick transmissions in Ladas and Yugos. And I showed him a Yugo on Craigslist. Somebody was selling for like $1,000. And he called and they had already sold it. He was going to buy it. I was like,
crap shits.
I was like, can you even drive a stick? He's like, no, but I kind of want it because it's my home country. He's like, okay, fair enough.
We'll teach you.
That's the most infuriating thing to try to teach some. I can teach, like, I went to school to be a math teacher, so I'm good with numbers. I can teach people how to do stuff with numbers. But for some reason, teaching somebody how to drive a manual gearbox is the most infuriating fucking thing that I could possibly do.
Did I mention to you or mention on a previous episode that I let Kaylin's sister-in-law drive my car?
In passing, you mentioned it at Saucer. You didn't mention it on air.
Not on here,
no.
But her sister-in-law had a Geo Prism. So the Toyota Corolla by a different name until about 2009. So by the time that car was already 12 years out of production, but prior to kids, prior to minivan, had stick-shifted car and wanted to drive another one. So if she asked, like, could she? Hell yeah, you could. Mm-hmm. The immediate startup was in third gear, but the car didn't completely shrug that off. So like it starts, it runs, it goes.
Yep.
Eventually, I was like, all right, yeah, it's like, all right, so nudge a little further over. If it beeps at you, the car's in reverse. Reverse next to first in this because it thinks it's a Volkswagen without all the issues. But yeah, she had a blast in it, like driving around for half an hour. That's
good. You know what's really, like, I I know this is...
And also, it's a pretty forgiving car, the Ponyoda Vibe.
I've never driven that one. I did drive your...
Truck and Truck.
Yes. Not very far.
Yeah, just to move it out of the way.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you never drove the Vib to at least move it out of the driveway or something. You wanna?
You didn't have the Vib
I did.
at the old house? You didn't? No.
It was...
Very
14,
short.
Yeah, because I moved out in 15 before you sold the place. But yeah, I had the car there for about the last year of the 4 there.
Jeez. Well, next month will mark year 3. Emily and I have been at this house. That is nuts and
The
nuts.
4-year anniversary of me having picked up the Vib was a couple of days ago. So I've put 72,000 miles on that car in that time.
Or in Thomas Oil Changes, 1.
Yeah. Yeah, this one sees them about every 5K.
Same.
And then with a little bit of addition here and there, because, hey, the valve cover gasket leaks, and that's not $300 bothering me.
Well, I'll do it. Just buy the gasket, bring it over at the Busted Knuckle Garage here in Mint Hill. Repair and despair under one roof. I've done valve cover gaskets on a lot of my vehicles. The Jeeps is this fucking long because it's an inline 6. And I've replaced that one twice because the first time...
Given an arm span for those that are not watching the video. Wait a minute. Yeah. And imagine on this one, it's going to be the size of a sheet of paper because this engine's displacement is the size of a soda bottle.
Mm-hmm. And ultimately, when Troy and I were talking about cars, and I was like, thought about a Vet, thought about a Viper. Every time I drive the S2K, I'm reminded why I love it, and I don't really want to get rid of it. The only thing I don't like about it
means from the middle of this month through the middle of the next month, you can't drive it because it's raining every day.
There's a Cars
like
and Coffee
today.
this weekend, and it's supposed to be pretty that day, so we'll see. I finally found out, somebody had posted how much they paid LHT Performance in Florida to do a Craftworks supercharger kit. Because they do the supercharger kit, the header, the clutch and flywheel, and the dyno tuning. And S2000 bone stock at the tires makes about 200 horsepower. 240 at the crank, 200 at the wheels. 410 horsepower at the wheels with this kit. And reliable horsepower. So, it was $6,200. Which...
It's kind of exactly what you were looking down the barrel of upon discussing maybe doing this thing.
Well, I was thinking that I already have the car. I just need to take it to them. I could do the supercharger kit, but the problem is I can do that myself, but I'd still have to take it to get dyno tuned and everything. And it's just easier to drop it off to somebody and just have them do that stuff for you if they're going to dyno tune it and put everything on there and guarantee the labor. Mm-hmm. So I don't blow up my fucking car accidentally, because I'm pretty good with a wrench, but you never know.
Yeah, this is extrajudiciary from what you're used to.
Well, they've done 60 Craftworks superchargers on S2000s, and I've done none. So, for those of you keeping score, 60 bigger than 0.
I do believe the odds are certainly in their favor.
Yes. So I'm thinking...
You say Kraftwerk, and funny, because this is the current episode playing in my car of Old Smoking Tire.
This week, Steve Dyna. Oh, okay, Dyna from doing...
Kraftwerk.
Oh, Krautwerk.
It's like, funny thing, keeping all the old eps and random on the... It's like... Music, podcast, podcast. I can't say that a lot. Music, podcast.
Well, adding that to a car I've already got makes more sense than selling my car and then buying. I really want an FD RX-7. I'm sorry, Mark, but the rotary engine is a garbage fucking engine. If it was a good engine, every car would have a rotary engine and not a piston engine. Sorry, that's just how it is.
He likes it so much he bought a Mustang, so
exactly.
There's that.
Exactly. So I would definitely have the V8 RX-7. But the problem is, when you're buying one of those, you're buying somebody else's project. And unless they have every receipt they've done, you're buying somebody else's project. So it makes it a bit kind of nervous, you know? I want a turnkey car that works and has air conditioning. Other than, that's a toss-up.
So does it start? Does it run? Does it have AC?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's You haven't seen much, but that's absolutely Bob's philosophy too.
Yeah.
If it's got a working air conditioner, it's worth $2,000.
Says the guy from me who took the AC out of his Conquest and heat for lightening it. I was stupid, okay? I was young and stupid. I would have definitely kept it now.
Fuck you, Camaro.
I thought about getting another Starion, actually, and then 4G63 swapping it, which is the engine that came everywhere else in the world except here, where we got the 4G63, the 2.6. It got the 2-liter out from the DSM.
Oh, okay.
It got that one.
Like,
It got the good engine.
The thing is, you tell me both of those. And it's like, well, newer engine, yes.
No.
No. Okay.
The origin, the 4G63 is the 2-liter turbo DSM engine that came in the Eclipses and was turbocharged. The first thing it came in was the Starion in Japan and England, everywhere else in the world. But the U.S. got the 2.6 because it was higher torque for the fat Americans, which is why the S2000 went from a 2 to a 2.2 and gained a whole 10 pound-feet of torque.
The S2200.
Yeah. AP2 is a better car. Sorry, it is. It just fucking is.
Hey, it had to start somewhere.
Which
Which is funny because it only got worse as the years went by.
which is funny, but here's the stupid thing. So Japan always gets the cooler cars. Japan kept the 9,000 RPM redline in the S2000 for the entire model run. The only market that got the CR, the Club Racer, for racing was the U.S. There is no CR in Japan. Isn't that ridiculous? That's very ridiculous. Steve is shrugging again. You can't see.
It was a
Nod.
tilted head nod, so...
A THN.
Same diff. Not a thing.
It did have the same diff. Ah.
Was it lysergic?
I'm jealous. My buddy Jamal actually met the guys from Donut Media in Harrisburg. I think we talked about this last time. God damn it. All right. We need new topics.
It was either here or at the bar.
I think it was here because you didn't. I told you Donut Media, and I did the donut.
Yeah.
Jeez
Louises.
And you did.
Yeah. It was like, once again, like, oh yeah, why did they have Donut Media? They're not talking about food.
I could go for some donuts.
I want the donuts.
Your mom's donuts and Matthews. Have you had those yet?
Mom doesn't live in Matthews.
Oh.
What about Duck Donuts?
Duck donuts are good, but your mom's donuts that is off of Monroe / John / 7th Street, depending on how long you go.
Yeah. Yeah, right across from the Matthews Rowdy Alley, the nicest in the region.
It is. I give you it was a donut bigger than my head, physically, not.
That's pretty big, folks. Not your beer.
That too. It was a peanut butter, banana, rum donut with honey on top. It was.
So this is the, what do you call this? The Elvis S. Thompson?
The Hunter Presley sounds like a really douchey name of a surfer.
Hey,
the Hunter Presley.
Hey, what can I say? The other night, Fear in London was on, so Kaylin and I, after a drink or 19, were watching it. Like, yep, this devolved in a hurry.
No, I can't get into that movie. My sister loved that movie, and I tried to watch it for precisely 20 minutes, and I said, I can't do this anymore. I've got to do something else.
It gets dark place in a hurry.
Does it get Tyler Dark Place?
Not anymore.
But
I was half expecting to see him last night, but he's got bigger responsibilities.
We saw everybody else last night, though.
Yeah, that was a good turnout.
That was a really good turnout. We don't get to hang out with Mac enough. Mac lives near Albemarle Road, so he lives very near us. So I'm thinking about going to Pour 64 tomorrow. And if you're not valeting,
I am, so I expect to be dead about beer o'clock.
so I'll see you at beer o'clock. Well, I'll message Mac. And then John has become a new staple of the Saucer crew. How long did he stick around with you guys?
A little bit longer.
I got you. He probably didn't say very much. He's still a new guy. He's the new guy on the totem pole. We had to break him in.
Yeah, I think between Mac, Preston, and me, it's gonna be fine. Like, unless we're feeling really loud and boisterous, like it's gonna be a pretty quiet crew, unless Maximum decides to speak up on whatever
the stuff that Maximum decides to speak up on. Which it's pretty much
he's not Matt Kramer, he's Maximum Kramer.
We tend to agree with him on a lot of things, which is good. It was funny that one day that another buddy of ours showed up and we were like, "Hey, by the way,
stock cars,
just cars. Please keep
cars.
it. Please keep it cars."
And it worked.
Yes, it did. It was refreshing.
The peace was kept.
Yeah.
What can I say? I've got a long diplomatic streak.
You don't speak politics or religion with people, and usually you can get along, unless you tell me that you're gonna make the really fucking face at me. Somebody on the Cherokee forums. Let me see if I can say this.
Appropriation calling it a Cherokee?
Somebody with the headdress forums says, and he said it, and I thought he was fucking with us all, because I was like, clearly this guy is joking. He cannot believe the statement to be true. You ready for the statement?
You bet your ass.
Well, I had a Jeep Liberty, and the 3.7 is a better motor than the 4-liter. I posted that same thing on Opposite Talk, and Opposite Talk almost dissolved. I was like, hey guys, there's a guy on Cherokee Forum who thinks the 3.7 liter garbage V6 is better than the AMC 4-liter. It is not. It never was. It never will be. Steve has gone cotton-mouthed.
I'm giving him a best Garth face.
Scarface or Garth face?
Garth face.
Party on, Waynesville. We'll be there in 3 months. I can't fucking wait. That's a better cheers.
Sausage biscuits. I love sausage biscuits.
From where? Anywhere.
Bongles.
I'm more of a Hardee's guy, which is sacrilegious to say in North Carolina.
You like what you like.
Well, I'll eat them.
Are you at any fast food joint? Cool. You're there during breakfast hours? Cool. Got $1? Cool. They can help you.
It's a preference. It's not a see two. Yeah. It's not a dislike.
Sausage. It's better for you.
It's not a dislike thing. It's just a preference thing, because I will eat Bojangles. I just prefer to eat the biscuits from Hardee's.
Well, I gotta say, on my stretch in the moon, Bojo's is also more convenient.
Have you had the 1035 at McDonald's?
Not such an issue now, if I recall correctly.
That's right. It's breakfast anytime.
But yes.
If you didn't know, the 1035...
Dude, chicken nuggets and sausage gravy
is
the happiest of the heart attacks.
The liver is evil and must be punished. So is the heart. So if you didn't know, the 1035 used to be, if you got around anywhere from 1025 to 1040 at McDonald's, you could get breakfast and lunch before they did the 24-hour breakfast. So you could get an Egg McMuffin and a Big Mac, and you replace the club bun, the middle bun of the Big Mac, with the Egg McMuffin and eat it all together and then fucking die from awesome and heart attack. It was really, really good. How about Tucker Max's buddies? Was it Sling Blade? Take two. Sling Blade's description of the McGriddle.
Not recalling anything today right now, but carry on.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I'll just put Sling Blade McGriddle in my Google and then watch all the FBI agents go, what the fuck is this guy doing?
VPN it, bro. Got to make sure the folks in Canada are confused.
Canadians are a-holes. Shout out to Justin McDougall. He's from Canada. Really good guy. Test drove my S2K before I bought it because he lives in Alpharetta, which is spitting distance.
Yeah, it's next door to Atlanta.
So Tucker Max quotes from I Hope They Serve Beer in Hell. So his buddy they call Slingblade. This is great. All right, so while you're searching for stuff, I'm going to read this entire thing to you because it's our podcast and we'll read if we want to. Slingblade, I can only assume from your cavalier attitude that you have never partaken in the wonderment that is the McGriddle. Let me enlighten you. What happens is the one true God grows them on trees in the Elysian fields using an heretofore unused incantation. He then proceeds to magic them down to your local eatery, where whatever ghetto bastard cook your McDonald's has rescued them from welfare that week proceeds to wrap it in cellophane, pass it along to you, the fortunate customer. You proceed to ingest this finery in the vain hope that your obviously overmatched taste buds can somehow grasp the delectable intricacies it is suddenly faced with. Is that egg? Yes, it is. Bacon too? Yep. But wait, they didn't. Yep, they did. They added cheese. And then, my friends, they wrapped it in a sumptuous pancake bun. As your taste buds try to process that amazing piece of information, it hits them. The syrup nugget. The motherfucking syrup nugget announces itself with a burst of confectionery grandiosity, the likes of which your palate has never seen. So you like them? If you ever speak ill of the McGriddle again, I will personally force feed you one while I fuck you in the ass using the wrapper as a condom and then donkey punch you when the infused syrup nugget explodes in your mouth. I Hope They Serve Beer in Hell from Tucker Max. Please pick that up anywhere you get your books. What you got, Steve?
I look at the same thing. Really long for the second half of that.
How did I do on the dramatic reading?
Well, this one said "fuck you" in the butt instead of ass, but otherwise it's pretty accurate.
I had a pretty accurate. That was a white one.
Satan's cake. Thanks, South Park.
Fuck yes. God, we were talking about South Park the other day at work. Or no, was it at the bar last night? We're talking about South Park? I don't think it was.
Not much.
I haven't watched nearly enough South Park. You have.
Yeah, I
The
don't know
important
enough.
episodes.
Yeah, a few of these.
And what was your brother's handle?
Scott Tinnerman. Yeah, Mikey loves his South Park.
Oh my God! How is Mike doing? Okay.
I sure hope so. Saw him the other day. Yeah, he's doing all right.
He's in G Vegas.
Try again. Greensboro is not Greenville, therefore is not Green Vegas, therefore not Go Vegas.
Are you assuming my
Gaboro.
G Vegas orientation?
Yes.
I've had more
because
fun.
You're wrong.
I've had more fun in Greensboro than I have in Greenville, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Because I've never been to Greenville, North Carolina.
My car got flooded in Greenville. Fuck that village.
Oh. I've had some good times in Greenville, South Carolina.
Yeah, that's more plausible because it's effectively, at least, larger city in the hills of South Cac. It is maybe the closest thing South Carolina has to a Nashville.
Yeah.
Is it there? No. Are they trying? Perhaps. They got the breweries. They got the big downtown. They've got the mountains. It's pretty. Give it another 50 years, it'll be there.
They're already voting blue.
It works.
All the cities are. Well, all the cities, all the cities are.
What? Major metros?
It's almost like if you come in contact with people, you like them. Isn't that weird?
It says you, a retail worker? What the fuck is going on here?
All right, so check this out. I am
wait a
simultaneously, I was discussing this
a
with John.
misanthrope and a proanthrope?
Yes. It's so weird because I like people. I will give everybody a chance. Anybody who walks towards me, I don't care what color they are, what they look like, their height, their weight. I don't care. If you walk near me and I ask and we have a conversation.
The plaids.
Yeah. But if we speak and we can interact and you're nice to me, I'll be nice to you. But you know what? Assholes know no gender or color. And nice people know no gender or color. So if you're a jerk, you're a jerk. Doesn't matter what color you are, what race you are, what's your height, your weight, your ethnicity, your sexual orientation, no matter. If you're good to me, I'll be good to you. And that's pretty much... I wish more people thought like that. I wouldn't be a good dictator, though. I don't think I would be.
So pick one. Do you want to be a dick or do you want to be a potato?
What kind of potato? Are we doing gold potato, red, russet, sweet potato, purple sweet potato?
I was born on Thanksgiving, so I think I need to be a sweet potato.
Steve was actually born on Thanksgiving Day.
So 1981.
Hell yeah. I was due on Valentine's Day and came a day early. Only time I've ever came early. So Steve is a turkey baby and I'm a heart baby. I've got no puns lined up for this. My dad's a Christmas Day baby.
Funny. Both of Kaylin's parents were born on Christmas.
Emily's Uncle Dick was born on Christmas Eve, I think. Either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day.
Allow it.
Yep, joke's on them, by the way. I leave early every Christmas from Raleigh. I can say this because nobody in the family is going to listen to this. I leave early on the premise that I'm going by my parents' house to see my dad on his birthday, and I leave every day, and Toby and I go out drinking Christmas night. I do call him on that time. And her family's great, but when they all get together, they're really, really loud. And I like my quiet time, man. That's why I don't have any children that I know about. Steve's got like 6. God. I asked Samir the other day, my Bosnian comrade, for those of you just tuning in, what would you do if you found out you had a kid over here? He goes, yeah, I'd be moving back to Bosnia pretty sooner rather than later. Like, way to go, step up the plate, Samir. He's like, what do you mean by that? I'm like, oh, yeah, it doesn't translate. Never mind.
It's like, baseball? There's not even cricket there, dude.
What about grasshopper?
You didn't like that beer.
Ugh. Anything's better than that. I'd rather drink grasshopper beer than drink that fucking awful.
You obviously didn't pay attention to what the mascot is on this.
Looks like a turtle.
It's a grasshopper in an overcoat. Unless you see hopping turtle.
I've seen snapping turtle, but never hopping turtle.
Yeah, turtle frog. What?
Go on. Turtle frog.
I know what's going on here, but
that's our mascot.
Come on, Dr. Moreau.
It's a turtle frog.
Our
mascot is a turtle frog.
Instead of, you never stay around the saucer that late, but the swamp behind the saucer, there's these weird noises of nature. Just wee, 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 wee.
It's not those awful...
That's the frog duck.
Fruck. Go fruck yourself. Or the
Here,
dog.
Now?
I mean...
The dog?
You can it's a white table. Steve's drinking
It'll wipe off.
Steve, what are you drinking now?
A wild cherry Diet Pepsi.
Hell yeah.
Got a dehydrate and caffeinate.
What's the ABV on that? The awesome beverage version.
0.0.
Hey, that's the amount I run lately. I did run cross country.
It was also the best sticker you had on your Jeep briefly.
It was a great sticker.
What I really liked was the one that was 0.0, but they turn it into a bicycle. Because you ain't running,
Sure.
you're biking. Therefore, you're not running.
Have you seen...
Unless your bike's busted, therefore you got to carry it, and then this becomes running plus 20 pounds.
Have you seen the picture, like the doll nailed to a piece of wood and stuck to the back of a car? It says "baby on board."
No, I've seen an awful lot of these baby on board stickers that are like child in sunglasses. Like,
Sunglasses?
yeah, it's just like picture of kid in sunglasses, like baby on board. Like,
That doesn't mean he's cool. Most people aren't cool. Not all babies are cool.
No.
Like George Carlin said, babies are like every other group of individuals. Few winners, whole lot of losers. And he says, and this is coming from Mr. Conductor. I know what I'm talking about. I forgot what I was going to say, but I guarantee you it was important. You're almost out of beer, too. Gonna call it at 4?
Sure.
Probably. That's probably a good idea. Well, that was beer.
Yep.
That was beer.
Yep.
That's beer.
That's beer.
This is beer.
And that was vile.
That was. What would you rather do right now than drinking one whole one of those?
Shave my tongue.
I would rather slide down a razor blade fireman pole into a pool of alcohol than drink one of those. Would you rather receive your next paycheck in pennies?
Yes. Oh, darn. I've got a bunch of pennies. Well, this means I'm taking this shit to Coinstar. Mm-hmm. And then I will have X amount in Amazon gift cards at no additional fee.
That's cool, because I was going to suggest that Fifth Third Bank has a free Coinstar in South Park for any Fifth Third member. So I was going to say, if you wanted to open up like a small checking account or something just to have a Coinstar for free, you could do that. But I remember the look, the cop helped me carry in my 2 convenience store sized pickle jars full of pennies in there. It took 2, me and a burly black dude, to carry each jar in there for Coinstar, and we filled up like 6 different penny bags. But it was $480 in pennies. That's a lot of pennies.
How and why did you acquire this many pennies?
I started collecting.
What and who and why are tipping you this way?
I started collecting pennies when I was like 6 or 7, and I saved them till I was early 20s, 21, 22, and it was $480 in pennies.
That is incredible.
It's incredibly weird to collect
That
pennies.
too. I mean, for a while I had a decent collection of state quarters going.
Yep.
And got bored of it. Don't have the thing to put them in, so they got Coinstarred.
Well, Preston gave me this cool Casino de Montreal.
Ooh.
From the casino, it's a $1. I told him to bring everybody who goes on a trip. I just tell them to bring me back the coolest thing they can find for under $1.
I keep finding not cool stuff.
Well, that's okay. This is actually really cool. This might supplant Sean Smith's Mario doll from Taiwan. This is a casino token from Martinique.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it says Casino de Montreal because everything's French down there. So I have a casino token, a French casino token.
He didn't bring you a Heineken back?
Isn't that Dutch?
Well, yeah, but that particular Heineken that he posted that was made of Appalachian Mountain hops. Like, wait, what? That's a Dutch beer made from hops from here, sold there, that we can't get here. I am so confused now.
Episode 13, Esteban. This is getting more fun by the day. Still every 2 weeks, though, not every week. We need some sponsors. Who wants to sponsor this ridiculousness?
The band Disturbed.
That?
Because I said so from my first not words here.
David Draymond can sponsor it, and the Casino de Montreal. Indirect sponsors for the CBG Pod. Facebook.com/CBG Pod. Need the subscribers up to get to over 100 so we can be YouTube.com/CBG Pod. You know what to do. Spread the word. Spread your legs.
Spread the bird. Spread the word. What?
Have you heard?
Apparently not.
News of a certain avian variety? Ornithological?
Story Hell lost HQ this afternoon. Fuck you, Harry Potter.
Harry, never mind. I've never seen Harry Potter, or am I missing anything? Or Lord of the Rings. Never seen Star
I'd
Wars.
say watch the Harry Potter films over the others,
Oh,
but none of them are of particular interest. But the Harry Potter ones are probably the best thereof. Probably HP, then Star Wars, then LOTOR.
fantasy does nothing for me. I'm not good at reality, so I don't.
Why start with someone else's vision from the 50s now turn into film? Like, yeah, it's a major blockbuster. Neat. Clerks 2 nailed it.
The last blockbuster, by the way, this will end this podcast. The last blockbuster in Alaska is now closed. Rest in peace. Blockbuster Video. Wow.
They did it, you bastards.
What a difference.
Lackluster Video.
You remember the, wow, what a difference.
Lackluster Video. Yeah.
Well, at least the one guy in Alaska who never returned that copy of his movie.
It's his now.
It's his now. And that's a shout out to that guy. And for Steve. I'm AJ.
I've been Steve.
Steve, we're done with episode 13. Here's to many, many more.
13 Duels.
Yep. See you later, guys.